What's up, guys? It's your big buddy Brad. We got something totally new today. I've been getting some great comments on ownership of land and mortgages and stuff like that. Can you get a loan on a farm? Can you get a loan on a double wide? And the answer is, of course. People do it all the time. At Bluegrass Team, we're doing it all the time. So are other brokerages around here. But of course, we happen to be an expert at it. Make sure to stay to the end. I need your help and I need your opinion. A lot of people have been asking me about mortgages, and they go, I look it up and I read it, but it still makes no sense. Comment below with any questions you have, any term you didn't understand, because really, technically, you don't go to the bank and get a mortgage, you go to the bank and give a mortgage. I'm going to explain all of that to you in a little bit. Hold tight. Please comment and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me help the channel. Comment with what you want to see more of next time, and then I'll bring it to you. That way it'll be content that you want to see. So first of all, I want to tell you, let me go back. So let's go back 20 years ago, around 2000. Have you ever heard the old saying, yeah, you've got 20 years experience? It's really 1 year experience 20 times over. Well, that was totally me when I first started. When I decided to manage our real estate portfolio full time about 21 years ago, I learned a ton. I went to a RIA, which is a Real Estate Investors Association, which is a really good group if you want to find out about this kind of stuff. And there was a company there, and it said, get the deed. So I go up to them and I go, all right, you mean to tell me that people just give you the deed? And they said, yes. And I said, I'm calling bullshit. I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't even want to talk to you again. I'm out. I wasn't going to put up with that crap. Don't tell me no lies. And keep your hands to yourself. Well, at my age, please don't keep your hands to yourself. Here I am. Anyway, I'm only kidding. But seriously, that sounded like all a bunch of BS crap to me. First speaker that got up there said, I'm hearing all this buzzing around about getting the deed. Said, if anyone out here has ever gotten a deed from a house for free, please stand up. Probably 350 or 400 people stood up. And I looked around and I was like, well, I'll go to HE double hockey sticks. So I must be the one that's wrong. We came to find out that I was the one who had egg on my face. We came to find out that the deed is the ownership. But if there's a lien on it, like, say a mortgage, remember the mortgage is the lien. That's a key component here. I'm getting to that point. Hold on. If there's a lien on it, you get the ownership, but you also get the mortgage. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of weird. I just wanted the house. I really didn't want the mortgage. So why would people do that to begin with? Well, let's just say you bought a house for $100,000. You didn't put any money down, which is fine. We buy property still. All our commercial properties are no money down. And yes, you can call BS on me if you want. I got no problem. I'll explain it to you if you want. Maybe we'll do a master class. We can cook a little and I can talk a little bit about real estate. You don't want me drinking wine and talking about real estate because that would be very, very bad. It'd be like drunk history. But if anybody does that with you, bring contracts and pens. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. You're worse than my mother. Let's talk about this deed. You buy the house for 100. It doesn't go up in value. You get behind a few months. Now you owe 110, 115. Because you got to understand, when you're in the deep end of the pool, the bank stands on your head and tries to drown you. So you're just like, I got too much stress, whatever. If you can make this mortgage go away, if you can get this house sold, just take it. So people do that, like, all the time. Now, when it's a great economy, do they do that? Of course not. But when it's like an iffy economy, or when they have these goofy loans, we call them ninja loans, right? No income, no job. You just walk in. This was in the early 2000s. You just walk into a mortgage broker and you say, hi, I'm Brad. Oh, great, Brad. You want a mortgage? Yeah. Do you have a job? Uh-huh. Okay, all right. How much do you make? $1 million. Oh, okay, great. We got the house. Here you go. And that actually happened. I am not lying to you. Anyone who's in the business will tell you it's a true story. So those ninja loans all fell apart. People didn't have anything invested in them. They didn't have any equity. They got in trouble. When you don't have income verification, that mortgage lender is just trying to sell you the biggest mortgage he can get to get the most commission, and the realtor too. Well, what if you can't afford it? What if you're real comfortable at $1,000 a month and now your payments are $2,000 a month? You're going to fail. And that's what happens. You just give somebody the deed. I mean, obviously not just some random stranger on the street, but someone who thinks that they can get rid of the mortgage, that they can pay the mortgage off, maybe they can get a discount on it, make a little profit, or whatever the story is. Okay, what's a deed? Have you ever seen one of these? This is a title. It's for a trailer, like a lawnmower trailer. It's for a motorcycle. It's for a car, a truck. It's for a boat. Every state's going to be a little different, but it's all English common law, so it's going to be real similar. If there was a lien here, it would have the lien holder's information. It would say First Farmers Bank or something like that. And there'd be an official little stamp in there and someone would initial it. That way, when you go to sell it, you say, hi, I own this motorcycle. Prove it. Here's my title. Okay, great. But there's a lien on it. We've got to get that satisfied. So I've got to go trucking it down the road, down to Springfield State Bank and say, hey, I paid this off 2 years ago and I forgot to get the release. Here's the release date. And then they just sign it. They put their little stamp on it and they're good to go. Then I've got to sign the back here somewhere. They make it like totally complicated so you can't figure nothing out. It's government. That's what happens. But you just sign the back here and date it and have it notarized. You can get a notary anywhere. You can find a notary at a bank. You can find them a used car lot. There'll be a notary there. Funeral directors, a lot of people are notaries. Or you just Google who's a notary. Anyway, so you get that signed. Then you go to the motor vehicle and you say, I own this motorcycle right now. This is the title, and this was the first lien. This is released, so it's clean. And the seller signed it up here. Where do I sign? And I want the new title in my name. And then you'll get it right there. So that's the title. That's a motorcycle. That's a car. That's personal property. Even in a mobile home, a manufactured home, you get a title. This is a deed. This is in one of these fancy attorney deed holder folder things. And if you can see it right here, see where it says filed? So this is the title. So there's a grantor, like an employer, right? Employer, and a grantee, like an employee. So think about the grantor has the house, has the position that you want, right? So the grantor grants it to the grantee for this much consideration, $100,000. But then you have to have a legal description, which looks like this. Right here, beginning at a point south of the right-of-way at so-and-so, Mitchellsburg Road, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end it'll say, and contains approximately 109 acres, or contains 0.4 acres, or whatever. So then everything on that land, including the house, and the sheds, and the fence, and all that stuff is yours. We go all the way to the last page, and here it is. Here it's signed by the attorney, and you don't need an attorney to have a deed drawn up. You can do it for yourself. You can't do it for other people. Like I could do it for my own property. If I had my own property, I had only 5 acres and I was going to sell it to you, I can prepare my own deed and give it to you. I'm fine with that. In Kentucky, some states may vary. You got to check with a competent real estate attorney. If it was for someone else's property, then I can't sign the deed because I'd be acting as an attorney without a license. Does that make sense? So you never do that. But if it's for you, you're giving it to your kid, your uncle, or whatever, that's fine. You just got to make sure that the legal description is correct. Here, it's not that expensive, maybe $75, $100, and then you don't have any of this liability. What if you screwed up and you included the neighbor next door's property, or you didn't include enough of your property? Is it really worth it for $100? Just hire an attorney, a competent real estate attorney. And no, they're not all competent. Since 1981, right? Got it? Then here it's notarized. And with the notary and the preparation statement, it can now be filed in the courthouse. Does it have to be filed for it to be legal? No. But what if someone steals it? What if you lose it? What if it burns up in a fire? What if your dog pees on it? I mean, if you file this in the courthouse, then you know it's always there. And then here, remember we were talking about deed book 438, page 283 in the county clerk. Now it's recorded. Now you're good to go. Remember that a notary is not an attorney. And when they start reading the documents and everything, you say, hold it. This is all you need to do. You just need to notarize down here. All you're doing is guaranteeing my signature, that I'm really Brad and this is my signature. The notary's going to look at my driver's license, passport, anything like that, to make sure that this face and this signature goes together. That's all they're doing. When they start reading, don't even give them the opportunity. Hey, I need you to notarize this right here. And then they put their seal on it. You're done. Notaries do not need to be reading documents and giving legal advice. That's not their job. So call bullshit on that when you see it. How's that for some good advice? I mentioned something about a mortgage. You don't go get a mortgage at the bank. You give a mortgage. That'll be the next video. We're going to talk all about mortgages. It's simple. It's not that difficult. Oh, now I'm sitting in this room with 600 people. I got egg on my face. I feel good and bad at the same time. Is that possible? I was like, wow, I learned something, but I still don't believe it. You got to think about the 4 things that make up a house. When most people think about it, they go, oh, it's Brad, it's Brad's house, it's Brad's mortgage. You've got to think about the 4 aspects of a house. There's the bricks and the sticks, 123 Main Street. Got it? Physical house. Then there's the deed, and this just shows ownership. Then there is the mortgage and the lien. Right? We're going to pretend this is a mortgage, and it's leaning up against the house. It's kind of corny, I know. And then there's the occupancy, and it's not all the same. Sometimes it is, very traditionally it is, but not all the time. I'll give you a perfect example. 123 Main Street. I own it. But I put it in the 123 Main Street Property Trust or the 123 Main Street LLC. We have a lot of our properties in LLCs, keep them separate. 123 Main Street, bricks and sticks, 123 Main Street LLC. The mortgage is going to be with a bank or one of my friends, private lender, could be the seller with seller financing, right? And then occupancy could be a tenant. So there's 4 different aspects, 4 different people. Yes, traditionally it's the same for all Brad, and Brad, right? That's not the way it is all the time. So when you understand those 4 aspects, and when you start thinking about it like that, you'll have a much larger scope of real estate and also the things you can do. I don't really want to do tenants and toilets. How about I just buy a mortgage? So I call a couple of my buddies. Hey, you got any mortgages for sale? You can do it that way. That way you still get the income, but you don't have the liability of fixing toilets and furnaces going out and all that other stuff. Please comment and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me help the channel. Comment with what you want to see more of next time, and then I'll bring it to you. That way it'll be content that you want to see. This has been our first educational video. They're going to be short. They're going to be meaty. What'd you think? And until next time, remember that HOME stands for happiness, ownership, memories, and equity. Ciao.